Okay. So I'm just drawing laying in the basic sketch, trying to get stuff right, I guess. Well, that's what you do when you draw, I guess. I don't know what to say. You probably can't see much of it because I did it in light pencil, so I sped this part up. But I'm just basically drawing the figure. The figure. Just trying to copy what I see. And I make corrections as I go. The hand got a little bit close to the edge of the paper there, so something to consider for the future is how the whole thing is going to sit on the page. That I probably should plan that out beforehand. It's hard to remember everything that you need to keep an eye on, so I guess as you do more and more. Okay, so starting the ink wash. It's just India ink, as far as I know. I got it from the cheap shop, so. Yeah, that was a mistake. It's fine, I fix it up a little bit later. So I'm just trying to follow the shadow shapes, what I perceive as the shadow shapes. There is so much information going on that even for a simple subject like this, that it's so hard to make heads or tails of it. And that will just come with practice, so the more I do it, the better I'll get. And sometimes I'll get worse before I get better. I guess that goes with it just happens. The first wash is basically the major shadow shapes. I'm trying not to perceive things as, for instance, an eye or a mouth or a nose or arms, biceps, because that's just too confusing. I know they're there and I know what shape they should have, but sometimes what I know in my head and what I put down on paper doesn't match. At least not yet. It's like you have wonky eyes. You know what you should see. At least, I think maybe the brain plays tricks. And the shadows that muscles cast, I mean, I guess they're form shadows, the form of the muscle. They can be quite tricky. Even though you know the muscle's there, you know how to shade an egg. Not shave an egg, shade an egg. But it's still difficult to shade an egg and shade a tricep. Or maybe it's because of the medium I'm using. Can't really do gradients that well with ink. So it's more like splotches. Going into the back arm, which is basically in shadow. Most of it anyway. I guess there's some light coming through there. because the light is coming, from what I can see, the light is coming from the front. The front and off to the right hand side. Finish up the leg. So I'm not actually drawing, I wasn't drawing the leg, I was drawing the area on the other side of the leg. And I guess you're either drawing the thing or you're drawing the space around the thing. I totally forgot what was going on with that drapery at the front there, the folds. I mean, they look so simple when you look at them, but for some reason my brain can't compute. It's so complex. Or when I get so focused when I'm looking at the paper, I forget what I'm supposed to be drawing. Maybe that's what it is. Usually it's just, oh my god, this shape is so complex, stuff it, I'm just going to make a blob and hopefully I can make something out of the blob. I'm being too hard on myself. So I'm darkening up the background there. So there's a bit of contrast between his body, the light shining on his body in the background. I'm just filling in the blanks. Drawing around that foot. I mean, I would have followed the pencil line that was there, but I didn't paint that line. I drew around it. I find sometimes it's easier to find the negative shape than it is to find the positive shape. There's so many things to look out for. These are the little cheap bottles I got from the corner store, from the cheap shop, and they're quite good to hold little bits of small amounts of ink. I can dilute the ink down into whatever I want and then put it in a little bottle and use it. It's surprising that it holds quite a lot. Oops, didn't mean to put that black dot there. Also that eyeshadow looks so dark. So this is basically a second pass, what I'm doing now. Defining my blobs. Making more blobs. There we go. See, that looked better. It was because the face was still too light. So now I'm just using a pen and I'm just doing some lines. I mean, I'm not trying to be super accurate with them. This is not an academic drawing or image. I don't know if I could do an academic drawing. It takes too much concentration and knowledge that I currently don't have. Still, I like my lines to be a little bit loose and free I find it very hard to do a straight line without having wobbles in it. So let's just go with the wobbles. Yeah, that foot got the toes got messed up. And the toes on this one got messed up as well. I lost count of toes. I think I rush too much. I put some lines, there's some toes here, so let's just, make, it'll either be 3 or 4 toes, or it'll be 6 or 7. Clearly I don't like counting. But I think all in all it's coming together. Thank God I didn't have to draw that other hand in the background. Oh yes, the drapery. I mean, now that I'm looking back at it, it doesn't look as bad as what I thought it looked like when I was doing it. Honestly, it's so hard to be objective when you're actually drawing, while you're drawing. And that's it. That's how it turned out. Woo!